Voice command, are you ready? Well, I can't believe this. You got the whole world at your fingertips. Music.
Jump in and feel my touch. Jump if you wanna taste my kisses in the night. And jump, oh my love. Jump.
Well, I bet George Lucas drives one of these things.
Jump in.
Knight Rider, a shadowy flight into the dangerous world of a man who does not exist. Michael Knight, a young loner on a crusade to champion the cause of the innocent, the helpless, the powerless, in a world of criminals who operate above the law.
Hello and welcome to Beyond the Night. This is episode 18, brought to you by the Geekcast Radio Network and Audible.com. I am one of your hosts, TFG and Mike. Joining me is Dion the Music Man. Hello.
Hello, sir. Hello. Back again.
Yes.
And this time I won't make any faux pas.
What the fuck is your problem? Today we're going to be going Beyond the Night and reviewing 3 more episodes from Knight Rider Classic Season 3. Hit the turbo boost, Kit.
Who are you anyway?
I'm Norman Baines.
What's in the sack?
All right.
36 Fairview Road. 36 Fairview Road.
Boy, this place looks really familiar.
Well, then I'll have to put a curse on you.
Michael, look out.
First up is Halloween Night. Somebody shoot me now.
There you go.
Alright, after Bonnie claims she witnessed a murder, she's plagued by strange happenings designed to scare her out of her new apartment. I do like that this episode is a Bonnie-centric episode, but I don't like the whole, I've never, Halloween to me is dressing up as a rock or something, you know. Charlie Brown reference? Come on.
Yes. I got it. I got it.
You know, dressing up and going to get candy. I've never gotten into the whole let's go on a danger run, or let's go on a haunted house run, or I've never gotten into the whole scaring thing. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I will say right off the bat that I like the music that Don Peake did for this, but at the same time, it also makes me not like the episode itself because of what the music is, because it's supposed to be, you know, scary and haunting and everything else, but...
You realize where he got the idea from.
Well, yeah, Bates, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fine. I mean, it works. It worked for the episode.
It did work for the episode, although I'm quite mad that there are some music cues missing from the soundtrack, but... That's not Don's fault, and it's not...
Yeah.
I'll talk about that later. No, the reason I bring this... The reason, actually, I brought the soundtrack up in the first place is because some of the soundtrack sounds different, you know, on the CD, if you guys get it, than it does through the television, you know, the episode. There may be some cues missing or different sound effects, or just, you know, there may be just things that are not there altogether. But that's not what we're here to talk about. This particular episode here, like I said to TFG1 off, you know, when we weren't recording, I said I'll give them credit for doing an episode like this. But
Yes.
I think that it's one of those B spy episodes.
Yeah.
So they tried to make it work. I'll give them that. I'll give them the credit. I'll give them credit where credit is due. But it just doesn't work.
Yeah. Not at all. And again, I think for me it's because I'm not into Halloween like at all. You know, that's another reason why I don't care for it. So yeah, let's see if we can turn the scanners on for anything. I don't know.
No, we'll see.
Yeah.
Would you kindly get that black fur ball off my roof?
Oh, voodoo is my familiar. And he helps me with all my magic.
Then see if he'll help you make him disappear. Thank you.
Alright, let's turn the scanners on. Norman, just creepy.
Mm-hmm.
Funny, but it's creepy. Louis the 14th.
Oh, Devin.
Devin's costume,
Yes.
yeah, that's so funny. So funny. Did you like anything about this one?
Oh. Kit's line of, would you kindly remove that fur ball from my person?
Yeah, that was good. That was good. I did like that.
I did like that. The other, I really don't know because, you know, you see Michael, and this is another scene that I'm talking about, but you see Michael going into that costume shop, and it's, and it's closed, and it's all dark, and you hear the music, and you hear a noise, and Michael kind of reacts, because you're supposed to. It's supposed to be scary. And,
right.
Kit's like, are you okay? Your pulse rate is up, and your blood pressure's high, and it's like, alrighty then. I mean, I know what Kit's supposed to do. He's supposed to preserve human life. And,
Yeah.
I mean, through this whole show, I mean, that's, I really don't know what to say here, because I'm trying to keep it positive for Scanners On. But
yeah,
it's quite difficult too.
Yeah, so let's just move on then.
Run this through your analyzer, will you, partner?
It's hair from a real gorilla. Why did Bonnie have to choose one of those singles buildings?
Let's turn these scanners off. The bad thing about this episode when I watched it as a kid, it seems like every time I was watching it, I was traveling with my dad when he was driving a motor coach. So, watching this in the middle of the night on a motor coach, driving through God knows where, for a, 5-6-year-old kid, not a good idea.
No.
Not at all. The plot of this one, give me a break. The kid from the first marriage wants the business, and the thing is, they're half brother and half sister. Is there supposed to be some incest going on there? Because honestly, when you first see the sister, off the top of my head, I'll have to look it up. I forget what the damn character's name is.
Denise.
Denise. Yeah, when you first see Denise and Simon, they, at least to me, they're made to look like they're a couple, not brother and sister.
Yeah, that's what I thought, because I'm like, okay,
and I'm like,
they're a couple,
what?
but then you find out later they're half brother and half sister.
Yeah, that was a little strange to me. That was just that way. I don't know. But I don't know. What didn't you like about it? Because I just don't like it in general.
The plot is just, it's like, okay, really? You get bored with it. You get bored with the plot because, you see like you said, Denise and Simon, you think that they're a couple and they're not. Then you find out they're half brother and half sister. And you find out that one of the kids wants the father's business. And it's like, okay, now we get to the heart of the matter here. So you're going to make us wait to find out find this all out?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. And again, because I'm not into that much into Halloween, like I said, and I hate to keep being a broken record here, but it's just like I don't know. A funny thing is, like, I'll see trailers for horror movies nowadays, and I just kind of like cringe at them because it's like horror movies, whatever. But then I watch an episode like this, and this is the shit that scares me. Which
Yeah.
it isn't even really that scary when you think about it. But it's the music. Don. Oh my god, I almost called him Don Bluth. Holy crap, Don Peak. Don Peak is a freaking genius when it comes to the music because that's what made it so creepy was the music of the episode.
Right.
So let's move on to an episode we actually like.
Stop! Freeze! Hands in the air.
I know what you're thinking, but it wasn't me.
Manny, I'm barely touching the pedal.
How was K.I.T.T's prototype with all of K.I.T.'s capabilities?
I wouldn't move, Mr. Miles.
Fortune and gold.
Goodbye, Michael Knight.
Up next is K.I.T. versus K.A.R.R. Uh-oh. K.I.T.'s evil prototype K.A.R.R. returns, seeking to destroy Michael and K.I.T. with a new laser stolen from the Foundation. Okay, first of all, let everybody know, set the record straight. In Trust Doesn't Rust, it was Peter Cullen, voice of Optimus Prime, providing the voice for K.A.R.R. In this episode, it's Paul Frees.
May he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. Providing the voice. The reason why they switched it was because they wanted a more sinister, darker, creepier, evil voice, and Paul Frees had that for this character over Peter Cullen. Now, fast forward, 26 years later, when we get to the eventual 2008 reboot, Peter Cullen will be back as K.A.R.R., and boy, was he creepy in that. So
He was.
Yeah, we'll get to that when we get to it. But K.I.T. versus K.A.R.R. Plot thoughts?
Very good plot. Very good, very good storyline. The fact that, we see K.A.R.R. because, everybody remembers that in Trust Doesn't Rust, he's supposed to go over a cliff.
Yes, which Ryan so pointed out to us that it wasn't actually K.A.R.R. that went over the cliff.
No, thank you for that ruining. But we see K.A.R.R. this time being pulled out, at the sands of the beach, tide pools at the beach and things like that. And K.A.R.R. is getting parts, and like you said, he's trying to destroy Michael and K.I.T. And we see John and Mandy.
Yeah.
And, it's crazy. So we're going to get to this in a lot more detail, I think.
Oh, yeah. Very much so. Very much so. All right. Let's go ahead and get to the scanners then.
All right, let's try one more time. Go back to surveillance mode.
According to my projections, the source should be here within seconds, Michael. Michael!
Got the power, go!
Michael, that can't be K.A.R.R. We destroyed K.A.R.R. 2 years ago.
And who or what is that?
But I saw him explode. You saw him explode.
I know! All right, give me a visual on the license plate.
Good idea.
So much for wishful thinking.
All right. Let's turn the scanners on. Who's Alan Funt? Genie in the magic lamp. Who am I, Aladdin?
If you choose.
Yes. They must have picked up my sonar. Damn.
Oh my god,
really like-
where are the brakes? Manual override. Press turbo boost.
Press turbo boost, yeah. It's so awesome. No, I think this is great. I think that that K.I.T.T versus K.A.R.R is a really good episode. And it it brings back an old villain for them, and
I wonder though, like I wonder if they did ask Peter and he maybe just said no.
Well, no, I've heard in interviews, somewhere I heard it online or read it online, or I've seen it said somewhere that they chose to go with Paul Frees because they wanted a more sinister, evil voice than what Peter had at the time.
Mm-hmm. Because Peter, I guess, for season 1 was kind of the I'm learning, I know who I am type voice. But Paul had that, I do see that. He kind of had that vengeful, I want revenge.
Yeah. Yeah. And for the time, Paul's is more creepy, even though I like Peter's overall. Paul's was way more creepy than what Peter did in Trust Doesn't Rust.
I also like the effects that they did for Paul's voice.
Yeah.
When it came to him speaking.
Yeah, it was very awesome. What else did you like about this one?
I liked the fact that we actually do get to see K.A.R.R and K.I.T.T do battle this time. It's not where it's not a battle where K.A.R.R turns away first and chickens out.
Yeah.
I do like the fact that we do get to see K.I.T.T and K.A.R.R battle this time around.
I still don't know how K.I.T.T survived.
With the laser?
No, with the turbo boost. At the end, the turbo boost.
Oh yeah, when they both turbo boost into the air and one, and K.A.R.R blows up.
Yeah.
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 Because you would think that would have damaged K.I.T.T in some type of way, but I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe they perfected the MBS between K.A.R.R and K.I.T.T,
It's very
so I don't
possible.
know. The thing about this episode is the ending. It leaves it open to interpretation for future series of Knight Rider. And obviously, when we get to KR08, they create their own version of how K.A.R.R came about. But it's interesting because at the end, the technology is still kind of there if somebody wants to pick it up off the desert floor or whatever.
I thought with this one, what they would have done was do one more K.I.T.T versus K.A.R.R episode. Because you remember at the end, you see the CPU still somewhat active.
Yeah. All right. So let's get to the scanners off.
Come on, it's okay now.
They must have picked up my sonar. Damn.
Let's turn the scanners off. How can we say anything bad about this episode? This episode was absolutely great. I loved how, and I know I'm continuing the scanners on, but I did love how his target was the semi and not everything else that the Foundation thought he was going to go after. I thought that was cool. As far as scanners off, peer pressure is a bitch, especially from a deadly computer.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, what did you not like anything about this one?
I can't say anything bad about this one. I really can't. I would love to I would really love to find something bad about it, but I can't. There really isn't anything to say bad about, in this episode or about this episode wholeheartedly. Like you said, peer pressure from a computer is quite interesting. I will say it, I should have mentioned this in Scanners On. I liked, K.A.R.R's evil voice of press turbo boost. And, he doesn't want to press it, and he's like, press it. You know, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the last episode of the day.
All you bad apples, welcome to Stage City.
Big Ed, I say we fire up this baby right now and grind those apples into sauce.
Look, if you want to find out about Big Ed, why don't you just take a little peek inside of his safe?
That all of my equity is in my livestock. No livestock, no equity.
Rebecca Hammond lost 20 calves to rustlers this morning.
He's on to us, Alfred.
Am I seeing double?
And finally up today is The Rotten Apples. A psychologist who bought a ranch to use as a home for troubled city kids needs Michael's help to stop rustlers and keep angry townsfolk from taking her land. Oh boy. On the plus side, there is monster trucks.
Yeah, I'll give it that.
Other than that, this episode was alright.
It's not bad.
No, it's not.
It's not
bad.
horrible.
No, it's not horrible. But like I said, the plot essentially is the fact that Rebecca is the psychologist who brings these city kids out to the country to make them behave or do whatever.
Well, they're basically, in the episode, they're abused and troubled kids, and, she's wanting to kind of keep them on the straight and narrow, and she thinks, well, I'm going to try and save these kids because all they know are the streets. That's all they know.
Oh my god. Holy crap. Well, because I know you usually ask me about, I wonder who played that chick or whatever else.
What? What'd you...
No, the Marilyn, the singer.
Yeah.
Was Lana Clarkson.
The name
played by Lana, was played by Lana Clarkson. Lana Clarkson was the actress and fashion model who on April 13, 2009, songwriter and producer Phil Spector was convicted of second-degree murder of her gunshot death.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
She's dead? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh.
At the time of her death, she was 41.
Oh, that's creepy. Oh.
Yeah.
R.I.P., sweetie.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's gonna make one of my scanners on notes feel really, really, really bad.
Oh.
Anyway, the overall plot of this, I like it. I think it's interesting. It's not, well, it is and it isn't a corrupt sheriff thing. It's more of a corrupt family thing than anything else.
Yes. Yeah.
But overall, I like the plot. I think it's cool. I think it's it's interesting to, again, get more kids involved with K.I.T.T, and I thought that was really cool. And I like that they're like troubled teens because they're not just like a little girl or a little boy or an old lady or whatever else. They're it was very, very cool. Any other?
Said old lady.
Oh,
yeah.
Aunt Martha was an old lady.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean because in a nice and decent little town, I did like the fact that I want to say one of the notes for Scanners On because it was funny. In one of the notes I wrote down, and I put it in Scanners On, but I did like this overall. It was not a bad plot. You didn't have to turn away from the you did not have to turn away from the show. You didn't have to turn away from the show. You could sit and go, okay, this is cool. I can deal with this, and I can watch this and whatnot. So it's not a bad plot. You don't have to go, okay, can we see some action here within the next 10 minutes or I'm picking up my remote?
Yeah, exactly. So let's turn these scanners on. Nice singing in reference to Marilyn's song.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I think I liked you better when you spoke rock and roll. Oh, K.I.T.T is definitely not a country dude.
Moose cow?
Yeah. Yeah. Marilyn, now that's a hot Knight Rider chick. Now,
Yeah.
It's kind of creepy me saying that now that sadly she's not with us anymore, but that's what I had written down. What did you like about this one?
I liked the scene that I liked was, hey, I'm from 125th Street. I'm not that easy to impress. And K.I.T.'s like, well, you're not, Well, we'll just see about that. And K.I.T.T starts up and drives all over the place, and It's crazy because you get to see one of the kids interact with the car again. And, he says, well, what does the hot 125th Street kid have to say now? And, he's pushing buttons and all this stuff. And he's like, I know what I'm doing. And he pushes the eject button. And you just see him flying out of the car. It's great.
Yeah.
And, the guy looks up, the kid looks up, and he goes, impressive. And they all start laughing.
Very cool.
So that was a cool scene. I like that.
Yeah, that's the same with me. I absolutely like that as well. And I like how they decide to go around the shortcuts and sneak up behind the kid sheriff. I thought that was cool too. Anything else?
I can't think of anything right now. No.
I mean, it was a good episode. I thought it was really cool. Again, it was something different, something that we hadn't. These 3 episodes today, and I know we're still in Rotten Apples, but they're all so different from each other, and that's what I kind of like about them. That first one, not so much.
Yeah.
Ugh. All right, let's move on. Let's turn these scanners off. I only had one thing written down. A cattle stealing episode, really? But as I watched that was kind of like a first reaction as I saw like the beginning of the episode. As I watched, I was like, "Oh, well, that's interesting." Very cool. Did you have anything you didn't like about this one?
The same thing you wrote down was like, okay, really? Cattle rustling? Yeah. That was it. I mean, it wasn't like we said in Scanners On. This was not a bad episode. We didn't have to pick up the remote after 10 minutes and turn it.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they did this one. I am glad that they did this one, but it's not a bad episode overall. The plot is good.
Right.
You don't have anything that's mixed up anywhere, and or anything like that. So, like I said, the only note I really had written down was the cattle thing, but that was it.
Yeah. Yeah. If this episode would have aired in 1994, I would almost be waiting for Jack Palance to show up somewhere. Good old Curly. Because I swear, this episode reminds me of City Slickers.
Yes. Yeah.
The Billy Crystal, Jack Palance movie. So, all right, we are gonna head to a quick break. You're gonna hear some quotes and some ads and some audio and other stuff, and we'll come back on the other side to close the show.
Kid?
Yes.
Shut up.
Welcome to a collaboration between the Geekcast Radio Network and the Pop Culture Network. This is From the Command Center, the podcast. I am your host, TFG and Mike from the GCRN, and joining me is Zordon himself. Scotty Cash.
That's right, Scotty Cash from the Pop Culture Network, and today we're introducing you to the audio version of From the Command Center, the podcast that will entail our intake on Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the episodes, the seasons, and all that other good stuff.
You can now hear the Geekcast Radio Network while on the go with Stitcher Smart Radio. Stitcher is a free-use and talk mobile app available for your smartphone. And when you download Stitcher to hear Geekcast Radio, you'll have a chance to win money. Downloading is quick and easy. Just find Stitcher in the App Store. During registration, hit the promo code box and enter Geekcast Radio, all one word, to get automatically entered to win $100. The latest episodes of the shows will be waiting for you in your favorites. You'll get access to lots of other amazing shows too. Always available to you on demand, no syncing. It's Stitcher Smart Radio. Don't forget to enter promo code Geekcast Radio when you register. I accept your challenge.
That was close.
Yeah, I want it to be close. Are you ready?
If this plan of yours fails, I want you to know it's been a beautiful partnership.
Feeling is mutual, pal.
Do you like retro shows? Did you grow up in either the 80s or the 90s? Then tune into Telecast, GeekCastRadio.com's newest podcast. Join us here on the Telecast as we revisit some of your favorite shows, such as Clarissa Explains It All, Salute Your Shorts, Saved by the Bell, and much, much more. Only on GeekCastRadio.com.
Kit.
Yes, Michael.
Just keep driving.
For you, the listeners of Beyond the Night, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Use audibletrial.com/GeekCastRadio. So, final thoughts on these 3 episodes this week.
Wow. The one that we just talked about, I have to give a 5.
Okay. Rotten Apples.
Rotten Apples, I have to give a 5. K.I.T.T versus K.A.R.R, I also have to give a 5.
Yeah.
On that one. I don't know what to give the first one we talked about. I really don't.
Halloween Night.
I can't. I don't even know if I can.
Try.
All right. I have to give it a 1. I'm sorry.
It only gets 1 point for the fact that Don Peake is an awesome composer.
That's it. That's the only reason why.
If this episode didn't have totally creepy music that just freaks you the hell out, it would get a 0.
Yeah, but the other 2 episodes, I give them 5 apiece. I give them 5 K.I.T.T-Cars apiece.
Yeah, same for me. K.I.T.T versus K.A.R.R gets 5 K.I.T.T-Cars or 5 K.A.R.R-Cars, whatever. And Rotten Apples gets a 5 as well.
Yeah.
You want to tell people about your other stuff that you do?
Other stuff I do, if you guys want to come over and check not just me out, but all the other DJs, you can head over to www.sky106.net. You can check out our schedule page to find out when I'm on. I'm on Saturdays. Of course, you'll get a double shot of me this weekend. You get my normal show on Saturday, and you'll get one Sunday. But you'll also hear other DJs besides me, as I said. Check out our schedule page. You can follow us on Twitter, and you can also follow me on Twitter personally, themusicman08. So, if you want to send me some K.A.R.R ideas for podcasts, I'll check them out with TFG1 here, and we'll see what we can do. The website, once again, for the radio show and any other, I guess you could call it internet show, but, it's like listening to radio, whatever. Is sky106.net. So check us out, check out the schedule page, and if you want to spread the word about us, certainly do so, because we could certainly use all the support we can get from not just the blind community, because that's not what we're about. We are about everybody. So sighted and visually impaired are, welcome. And if you've got kids, they're welcome to listen too. So just be aware, of course, that we do have programs that are not suitable for children, as you will see in the schedule. So I'm sure for those parents that read the schedule, you'll see, okay, you can listen here, but you can't listen here. You guys know the deal.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Night. There are several ways to get in contact with us or leave feedback for the show. Visit the website, geekcastradio.com. Email us at feedback@geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter, @Beyond the Night is the show name. Mine is @TFG1Mike. Become a fan on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/GeekCast Radio Network. Call the voicemail line. Tell us the show you're leaving the message for and your name. 502-526-5821. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Beyond the Night and wish you'll join us next time when we'll be reviewing 3 more episodes from Knight Rider Classic Season 3. Those being Night in Disgrace. Uh-oh, he did a bit. Dead of Night and Lost Night. Hey, where'd that night go? For now, I am TFG1Mike with
Dion, the Music Man 08.
Close the show.
Whoa, whatever happened to Esmeralda?
Oh, that was just for Halloween. You didn't really believe all that nonsense about my being a witch, did you?
You being a witch? Come on, you gotta be kidding.
Not for a minute.
Should we go upstairs?
Yes, I'm looking forward to seeing your apartment.
What's in the pot? Well?
Michael, you don't want to know. Michael.